All right. Good morning, everybody. Today, we're going to talk about preparing our offers. So I decided to do this subject because a lot of things have come up lately, and I see a lot of recurring things that we're doing when we're putting our offers together. So, I either want to walk you guys through it and save you from that common pitfall, or, just remind you guys what's important to go over when you're going over your, when you're preparing your offers for your clients. And how to do your due diligence at the end of the day, because it's super important. Missing little things that take a split second to check can cost you thousands and thousands of dollars, right? And I've seen it happen recently to a lot of our agents. So I thought it was a good subject. Refresher. We're going to go over some stuff of how to create our kits, a little bit of e-signature as well. We'll walk you through the process. But then when we come to the agreement of purchase and sale, I do want to pause on some parts of it that I think that are common pitfalls that we really need to pay attention to, things that we don't realize that we need to do our due diligence for, right? So I'm just going to share our screen here real quick, and I'm going to go over to Stratus, and I'll give you guys a quick refresher on the kits. I know I did this a little while ago when I had just created the kits for the office, but it's good because I find, even when I'm helping a lot of people, they're forgetting that those kits are there and available to them, right? So what you need to do is when you log in on your first screen, you go over to Webforms. Just let it load up there. All right, and I'm going to highlight my mouse so you guys can follow along a little bit. Okay, so when you go to Webforms, you can push it from this house, or you can push it directly from a listing, right? So I'm going to do it the two ways. First, I'll show you when you go from Webforms, you're going to go to the house here. The house is just where you put your kit together. It puts all your forms together. Did you have a question? Oh, I thought you heard. They were like, there you go. Okay, so when you're in this screen, let me just minimize some of this stuff and make myself some room on my screen. You're going to go to the add button at the top. So as you can see, these are all the kits that I put together here recently. You're going to go to add. And then you can name this whatever you want. You can name your client's name. You can name it the property name, whatever it is you're doing that you're signing. So I'll just do 1, 2, 3 test.
Sorry, where you went earlier?
Starting? Yeah.
Where you went? The house, yeah?
The house, yeah. So you go to the house first, and at the top right, you click on the add button, right?
Yeah.
And then you're going to name your kit. So in this case, I'm just naming it 1, 2, 3 test for today for training.
Yeah.
But then you can't miss this important next step, because we went and the office created all these templates for you guys to go and use. So it makes it really, really easy for you. If you click on this template menu, this is all the templates available for you. Whether you're doing a commercial lease offer, a condo for lease listing, a condo for sale listing, your condo lease offer, right? Condo purchase offer, anything you need. So I did quick basic things. So commercial lease is there. But I want to caution you, commercial is such a different bird. If you're not used to doing it, bring me your offer, because there might be a lot of clauses in there you don't need. There might be clauses you need to add. I didn't do any commercial purchase because every commercial purchase is completely different. But I did all the basics. So whether you're leasing or selling a condo or a house freehold, or whether you're purchasing or putting in an application for your tenant for a condo or a freehold. So those are the different types of purchase kits I put together. So basically what happens is you're going to go into your freehold purchase offer. For instance, if we want to put an offer in for a freehold bungalow that we just saw for our client, for instance. So you click on that template, and then you go here to create. Try to move this out of your guys' way because you guys can see my Zoom screen as well on the screen here. Awesome. Okay. So I'm just going to next through these details. I tend not to fill out the wizard. You can. So basically, if you fill out the street number, the street name, the unit, the city, it'll autofill those fields in your forms. Okay. In your kit. So if you have to put the street name on the 801 and the agreement of purchase and sale and the confirmation of cooperation, it'll plug that in if you put it here, right? It will also do that from form to form. So I tend to not do it here because for me, I'm like, oh, I'll just start filling out the form and it'll autofill on the other forms as I go along. Okay. So I'll show you guys what I mean. So you're just going to go next. And a lot of this information I don't need to fill out. I don't need to go research the contract date and stuff like that. Why do I need that if I'm just putting a purchase offer together, right?
That's right, makes sense, right?
Yeah, I don't waste my time doing it. I mean, you guys can if it helps you or if it keeps track of something or there's no harm in filling it out. Here you can see all the forms that it's added here. Okay, these are all the standard forms. Okay,
What are the classes, different classes anywhere? Where's all the
so I'll
classes?
show you when I click in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
810 normally, then 300.
810, 300, your buyer agreement. This is everything, all the basic forms you need to put together if you're working with a buyer and you're going to put an offer in.
Yeah.
So it's there in your kit. You don't have to think, oh my God, am I forgetting a form?
Yeah.
Do I have everything? Everything is in here. Everything is in here for a basic standard offer. If you're doing something,
That last one?
How about,
On the, then,
FinTrack, yeah, and the offer summary document. If you're doing a sale for your mother's house, for instance, you have to add your disclosure to this kit. I don't have a disclosure. It's not an everyday thing we do. There might be other forms you need to put in on there, like, seller's direction or so, I don't know, different things you might need to add to the standard kit. But basically, at the end of the day, this is the standard paperwork the office needs from you for this purchase agreement to go through, right? So go next. Done. And from here, you can go in and you can go and look at your forms, right? Now I'll show you what I mean. Like at the beginning, you could have filled out some things in the wizard, but for instance, if I go to the agreement of purchase and sale here, which is sort of going to be our focus today, the agreement of purchase and sale, right? I'll just say that this agreement is dated today. Okay. My buyer's name is, Christine, right? And then the address is 123 Main Street. Okay. Now I always caution you guys, go in here and do a quick little save, because when you go between your forms, sometimes Webforms glitches. And if you've worked on a whole agreement of purchase and sale, you're going to lose it. I just plugged a little information in, but I'm still going to save it. So you just go over here to the folder, hover over save, click on that. To go in between your forms now, when you're in Webforms, you go to the little paper up here, transaction forms, okay? So anything on the left panel will switch you between e-signature and your transaction kits. Within your kit, the top buttons are the actions that you're going to do within your kit, okay? So you're going to go to the transaction forms, and I'm just going to go quickly over to my confirmation of cooperation to show you how it's going to autofill those things out. You see how I filled in the agreement of purchase and sale, Christine and 123 Main Street. That information is here. So this is the only reason I don't stop at the wizard and fill everything out there, because it autofills from form to form when you're within your kit doing it in Webforms, right? So, but in either way is fine. I just find this saves me a little bit of time. So I'm going to go back to my agreement of purchase and sale, because Sebastian was asking me there about the clauses. The other good thing about loading the kit that we've created at the office is all the clauses that you need, all the standard clauses that you need are in the agreement, okay? So when you pull up a purchase offer template, it's going to be in there at the bottom in your Schedule A. All your clauses are already loaded there. So your standard, conditional on financing, conditional on inspection, survey, broom swept condition, whatever, all the standard clauses that we need. You have to do your due diligence and don't get really passive by using the templates, because if you're doing a specific agreement where your client needs you to write in a clause or insert a specific clause, make sure you insert those things. But the basic standard things that you need for a purchase agreement are in there. Okay. Now, quickly before I go over the agreement of purchase and sale, I just want to go and push the kit the other way so I can show you how it autofills from the listing. So I'm going to close this out. And I'm going to go and search properties. Okay. Oh, what's this? Save your spot for real estate now. It looks like they have some kind of webinar going on. So search, continue. And I'm just going to pick something around the office. Generally use the office as a benchmark when training. So we'll just go to EO4 and we'll go Dorset Park, right? So there's 2 listings available that are freehold right around the office. We're going to pretend we're purchasing one. So let's go to Y Valley, right? So the other way you can push the listing is like this, and it's very similar to what we just did, but I'll show you the advantage of doing it directly from the listing now. So at the top of each listing, there's Webforms Authentisign, okay? You're going to click on that. And from here, it's already starting to build a kit for you. It knows you want to build a kit. Okay, so it's already got the name of the address there. You can alter it if you want to change it to your client's name or add anything to it. We'll go then pick our template like we did before. Okay, so freehold purchase offer. And then we are going to move this bar out of my way. We'll go to create. Wording. Okay, so now you see that you created it directly from the listing. What's happened is it's auto-filled the wizard out for you now, right? So you have the address, you have all the information, MLS number, property width, property depth, all this information, right? So now if I go next, when I go into my forms in my kit, those things are already automatically going to be filled out. So now we have a super, super easy agreement of purchase and sale that instead of filling out all this information and thinking about forms you need, you not only have all the forms you need together, all the clauses you need together, but if you push it from the listing, it's going to plug in any information there that you need. The fields that are going to autofill from the listing. The only thing it doesn't have is information that's private to you, like your buyer information, the purchase price they're going to do, the deposit price, all that kind of stuff. Okay. But I caution you when you guys do it this way, because it gets so easy. Things are getting so easy these days with e-signature and all these wizards and kits that we can throw together. You still have to do your due diligence. So I wanted to talk about common pitfalls that I've seen lately in a lot of the agreement purchase and sales I've been looking over, or people that have come to me after the fact. And it's costly because some of these agents have had to suffer the cost of making up for these just really quick things they could have checked for, you know what I mean? So I want to go over an agreement of purchase and sale with you guys and just point out a few things. Let me just come back here and stop the share for a second. Make sure you guys can see my share. All right. How's everybody doing online there? Anybody got any questions so far about creating those kits? My main focus today was to go over the agreement of purchase and sale, but if you need help with web forms or you don't know how to create a kit or you get stuck, you guys call me, text me anytime. I'll walk you through it. All right. So I'm going to go over to our agreement of purchase and sale today. We have to do our due diligence for our clients, right? I know it's fun. I know we put lots of offers together, you know, I know it's exciting. I know, you know, we're really trying to, like, we've shown them a bunch of houses. Now we get to this point, but this is the point where we have to pause and be really careful, because we have to make note of a lot of things in the agreement of purchase and sale. Our clients are counting on us to guide them through the process. We have to make sure we're putting the right information in. So especially in a situation where, actually, you know, I can go back just for the frontage and the legal description and all to that kit. We just created this kit, for instance, here. Okay, gonna go back to web forms here. So obviously you want to make sure your clients' names are correct, the sellers' names are correct. Okay. The first thing I'm going to point out is the seller information. So this field will autofill, especially if you push it from the kit. So I'm going to go back to this Y Valley that we just created for the fun of it. And I'm going to go to the agreement of purchase and sale. So the seller's names, you're obviously putting in your buyer's names, right? The seller's names, it autofills from the listing. So let's go back to the listing here real quick, and you'll see it's just whatever they've put in that field. Right. Search Y Valley here real quickly. Okay, so because we pushed the kit from here, it's autofilled the seller. They've put in here Chang Jan Hu, RREA. Okay, so now I need to go and check and see if this information is correct. We can't just say, okay, well, the listing agent put it in there, it's correct. No, you guys have to pause right here. This is the first place you're going to pause. You're going to go to the listing, or you're going to go to Geo Warehouse and manually type it in. But at the top of each listing, there's the Geo Warehouse. You need to click on that. This is going to tell me who's on title. Okay. Once you go into Geo Warehouse, you need to scroll down and you see the title name is Chang Jan Hu. They've put an RREA because they're trying to disclose that they're a registered real estate agent. Fine and dandy. That's not the legal description on this property. So right away, I know I'm going to go in here and I'm going to delete this. This is not the legal name, sorry, not the legal description. This is not the legal name that's on the property. This, as far as I'm concerned, is the correct legal name. RREA doesn't matter. They're not on title as RREA. Sometimes, you know, if you're a doctor, it might be Dr. Chang Jan Hu. If that's on title, you have to put that. But right now, as far as I'm concerned, I'm deleting that, and it auto-filled it. So you have to be careful that you're not just taking it for word, right? 74 Y Valley Road, great, no problem. You can usually take that. I mean, if you want to, you can Google it, make sure the postal code is correct and stuff like that. Fronting on. This is the next one that I kind of take a little pause with people. It's a little bit confusing. So a lot of us go to the listing and we see, okay, it's fronting on. Where's this information here? I hardly ever use it on the listing because I always check it. So they say it's fronting on the west. Okay, you see it's right here, fronting on the west side of the road. Okay, you guys need to check this information because I'm going to say 70% of the agents out there don't know how to check this information, right? And they get it wrong. So we're just going to see if this agent knows what they're talking about. We're going to do a quick check when we're putting our offer together, and we're going to type in, sorry, was it 74? Yeah. 74 Y Valley. Let me know, guys, if you lose the share at all online, because sometimes when I'm flicking between screens, it loses the share there. Okay, so just let me know if at any point my screen's not sharing with you guys.
Christine, we don't see that on the screen though.
Oh, this is exactly what I mean. This is why I always come back and reshare, Okay, please let me know online, because sometimes when I flick between screens, it loses the share with you guys. Okay, so you guys there? You with me? You see the map now? Okay, so
Yeah, now okay.
Awesome. Okay, I'll have to stop share each time in between screens because I find it always loses it. Okay, so 74 Y Valley Drive, and I just flicked it there. Let me recenter. Okay, 74 Y Valley Drive. Okay, this is correct. So the listing agent has put it correct as they're fronting on the west side of the road. Is anybody confused how we can see that? Do you guys want me to explain? Right? So I always do, you know, never eat shredded wheat. North, right? East, south, and west, right? North would be the top of the screen, right? Top of the screen here. Let me just get my mouse up. Okay. So north would be the top of the screen here. East would be to the right. South would be to the bottom. To the left would be west, okay? They want to know what the front of the house is on. Okay, it's really confusing. Basically, I try to tell people it's the opposite of the way the house is facing. So in this case, the house is facing east, it's fronting on the west. Okay, so that's correct. So I've done my due diligence there, I've checked. So I'm going to put it's on the west side of the road. It's correct, is what the listing agent has said. In the city of Toronto, okay, I'm not too concerned about that. And having a frontage by 40 and 125, right? Frontage 40, depth 125. This is the second place another place I'm gonna take a little pause, and I'm gonna make sure that the information is correct. So let me just stop the share here so you guys can see where I'm going. Share screen. And I'm gonna go back here. Oh, one moment, it's on the wrong screen here. Okay. Let me stop the share again and just come back, make sure you guys are with me. Okay, so now I want to make sure that the that the frontage and the depth are correct. Okay, this is important because there's been a lot of disputes where they say, you know, I purchased this and you said it was 55 by 140. And I had plans that I wanted to build on here, and that's the minimum lot size I need. And it's really only 53. You know, it doesn't seem like a lot, but you guys can get into big trouble. To most people, 2 feet here and there won't make a difference. But when you do make the mistake to the people that it matters to, it's going to be costly for you. It'll cost you guys your commission for sure, and possibly more depending on their damages. So you have to make sure of these things, right? So I normally go into property line. Geo Warehouse also has the frontage and the depth. I guess it's a little old school of me because property line was the only one that had the frontage and depth before. Geo Warehouse never had that information, so I just tend to trust it more. But either one you go into, at least you can prove that you did your due diligence. You could say, no, when I went into property line or when I went into Geo Warehouse, it matched. The information matched, right? So I'm going to click on property line here. And I'm just going to stop the share and share again in case you guys lose my screen there. Okay. And when I come in here, I can see that it says 40 by 125. So I know that this is what the city MPAC has said the lot is. Nobody else can dispute this. And you'll find very, very often when you come in here, the agent, if they put 40 on the listing, this might say 39.95, and they've put 40. This is not somewhere where you guys want to round up or round down. You want to put exactly what it says, what the city says it is. Okay, because we're talking about their actual lot lines, the lot of land that they're buying, right? Very important that you check it. Okay, so we'll go back to our agreement of purchase and sale now. And the next part we come across is the legal description. Okay, so the legal description, you guys have to know where to check that. Let me just go and pull up this one that we were looking at. What does it say for Y Valley? So we use the wizard, it auto filled in. Lot 867, plan 4621, ST, Scarborough City. That's where it stops, right?
Sorry, we don't see the screen though.
Okay, I'm coming back to share with you guys. I know, I'm trying not to forget here.
Thank you.
There you
Thank
go. Okay, so I'm going to see here that the legal description in the Geo Warehouse is lot 867, plan 4621, right? City of Toronto. It says this, Scarborough and City of Toronto, right? I'm just going to do a little copy because when I go back to my agreement of purchase and sale, I want to make sure it's auto-filled it correctly. Okay. Share. Back here. It's difficult when I have to go between so many screens, right? Okay, so I'm just going to take this here and show you this. This is an example of where it's missing a little bit. So very often, and I don't know why, I can't describe to you why the Toronto Real Estate Board or our Webforms or whoever is responsible for doing it, when we're loading our listing and when we're doing our MLS data sheets, there's not enough room to fill out the legal description. But I'm going to tell you in the agreement of purchase and sale, it is. So in this case, this person has ran out of room on their listing or on their MLS data sheet, which is, common. I'm just going to delete what they have and I'm going to copy what I got off the legal description. You see how the last one didn't have that City of Toronto part? I'm just going to make sure that that's all included. Because as far as I'm concerned, when I check Geo Warehouse, that's what the legal description says. That's what I'm putting on this agreement of purchase and sale. Okay. So then we continue on. You guys, the purchase price is fine. The deposit is fine. I hope you guys are explaining the difference between deposits and down payments with your clients. So very briefly, I know it sounds really common to us because we work with this every day, but you need to take your clients for a minute and describe the difference between a deposit and a down payment to them, because this is a pitfall that you'll come across. You're going to go show them 10 houses, they're ready to put an offer in, your offer gets accepted and they go, well, I have to move my money around. You know what I mean? My mortgage agent said I need, $20,000 for a down payment. I said, yeah, but you need 10,000 of that now as a deposit. And they go, huh? They don't understand the difference. You have to take your buyers ahead of time. You have to let them know, okay, we're going to go look at houses this week. That's great. Do you have, we're looking in the, say, the $500,000 range, right? Do you have X amount ready? Normally, I'm going to say it's about 30,000 a deposit that they want to see to secure this agreement. And they kind of get confused. And I say, listen, when you purchase a property, aside from the piece of paper that you're signing, you have to leave a deposit at the listing brokerage. The listing brokerage is normally looking for about 5% of the purchase price. It has to be tangible. It has to be an amount of money that you can take and grab now within 24 hours and take to the listing brokerage. And very often now with bidding wars, we're preparing the draft with our offer, right? Because they want to see that draft there. So you really have to explain to your clients, your buyers, the difference between down payment and deposit, because while we understand it, I'm telling you, there's a lot of buyers out there that don't have that concept, right? And you don't want to go through this whole process and actually win and get a firm agreement of purchase and sale together. And then at the end of the day, them not have their deposit ready. Okay. Schedule A here. We're adding other schedules to this very often. What are those schedules? Well, generally Schedule A is coming from us to protect our clients. That's where we're putting in clauses to protect our clients, different things we want to see done to the property, clean and broom swept condition, conditional and financing, the property's never been used for the growth of marijuana, different things. But you guys have to be checking the listing. So I'm going to stop let me just go to the listing first. Stop the share, come back with you guys. So here at the top of each listing, you'll find very often there's schedules and disclosures. You guys cannot forget to check these things. They're very important to add with your offer. So very often there's a Schedule B. Schedule B generally comes from the listing brokerage's office. In order to protect the listing brokerage, they want you to make sure you sign that. Sometimes it'll have EFT information in there. You know, this talks a lot about interest on deposits. You'll see at the beginning, most of our clients aren't getting interest on deposits. Make sure you're reading everything very carefully in case there's anything in there for your client. Don't just automatically assume, oh yeah, it's coming from their office. Okay, sign it, sign it. Read each clause. Read each clause. You want to read them carefully. Don't even just read the first line, because I find very often, especially like when you're a listing agent, you're getting an offer, people will change clauses that you're used to reading the first line of. Like, this agreement is a purchase and sale is conditional on 5 days. And you go, oh yeah, 5 days financing. Okay. But they put different things in there. So you guys, I know it seems like a lot of work and people are going, oh my God, I have to read this. I have to read this. But the thing is that we have to understand that I could put this offer together really quickly in 15 minutes, have my client sign. Great. 15 minutes worth of work. I make $20,000 commission. Right. That'll happen only so often. And then all of a sudden, one day you're going to get burned and you're going to owe 50 grand by doing a little mistake. Right. So what you need to do is you need to think the other way. You need to think, instead of taking 15 minutes to put this offer together, I'm going to take an hour to put this offer together, because it's only an hour of my time to do a little bit of due diligence, to turn around and make our 20 grand commission. And I'm going to make sure that I read every little thing in black and white on this agreement. Little mistakes catch you, right? So you have to make sure you check their Schedule B there, right? And then I'm just going to stop the share and come back before you guys, so you can see. Oh, I should switch screens first, actually, because that's where I lose you guys. Stop the share, come back to the listing. They apparently have some sort of disclosure. So right now, a lot of them are COVID disclosures. Sometimes it's registrants disclosure. So remember at the beginning, they put themselves as RREA, that I took off the title there. It says here, I, Chen Jan Hu, is a broker at Royal LePage Estate Services. And he's saying, I am the owner of 74 Wiley. So he's disclosing that he's selling his own property. Right? It's full disclosure in real estate. You need to tell your buyers this. You need to say, listen, he's selling his own property. Why does this make a difference? Well, it doesn't to me if you're selling your own property, but some people it does. Some people think that, oh, they're trying to get more money or they're trying to do something fun. They need full disclosure, because if they find out after the fact, they'll be upset. So you have to get that signed by your clients. All right. I'm going to just make sure my screen is switched here now to where I need to be next for you guys. Whoops.
Normally possible, but if it's agent, you can sell your own property also. It's not a problem.
No, you can sell your own property. You can buy your own property. You can make commission on buying your own property. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just full disclosure has to happen between everybody, right? All right, let me go back here now. Catch you guys online. I want to really go over this part. Chattels included. Okay, so I know that when we go chattels included, fridge, stove, washer, dryer, all electrical light fixtures, all window coverings. Great. Okay, no problem, right? Whatever standard things we put in there. I have had, I think, 3 offers I've checked in the last, this is one of the things that prompted me to do this, at least 3 offers in the last few weeks that our agents have been a little like burned on this, where they didn't include something, right? And then they turned around and was like, okay, well, you didn't put the washer and dryer. Now, do your clients want to buy it? And they're going, huh? It's included, but they didn't put it in their chattels. Okay. So the argument is that even though it may be in the MLS agreement, I'm going to stop the share, change my screen and come back. I just want to go over to the listing and see what this listing says specifically. Okay.
Staging, they put it and then they will put it here. Yeah.
Staging, they put it, but the thing is that the argument is that you can say, oh, well, there's a washer and dryer there. Like, why would you take it away? Yeah. The argument is that sometimes in the middle of negotiation for a property, they might say, hey, I'll give you a better price, but I'm taking the washer and dryer with me. It's a brand new washer and dryer. What is it?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So, it doesn't matter. The thing that matters at the end of the day is your agreement of purchase and sale. If it's not present there, your client's not getting it. Okay, it's very difficult to argue it. You could say, oh, it was in the house and we saw it, it's on the MLS agreement. See here where it says extras, you know, let me just highlight my mouse here so everybody online can see what I'm talking about. Here where it says extras, 2 stoves, fridge, 2 dishwashers, microwave, washer, dryer, window coverings, electric light fixtures, hot water tank is rental. For the showing, please take out the shoes. Okay. You see how if I just put in my standard fridge, stove, washer, dryer, for instance, like I just rhymed off, this includes 2 stoves and 2 dishwashers. This seller now has the right to take that stove and dishwasher. And now my family is deciding to move in and they want to use the stove and the dishwasher in the basement for their rental potential. As soon as they come in, they have to spend a couple thousand on a stove, you know, maybe $1,000, $700 on a dishwasher. And, you know, now they're looking at me for that cost because I didn't include it in the agreement of purchase and sale. Okay. It does happen. It has happened. I've seen it happen a couple times in the past couple of weeks. So now you're going from like a $20,000 commission to a $15,000 commission because you have to take $5,000 out of your pocket and pay for your mistake because you didn't go to the listing and check what the chattels were that are included in the agreement of purchase and sale. Okay, it's more common than you think.
Bigger problem. Even $1 million they buy it. In case there's no fridge or something, they start upset.
And that's the thing is that you really have to watch it. If you're buying, you know, over $1 million homes that they freshly renovated, very often they put high-end appliances in, you know what I mean? Like Bosch appliances. If you have to buy a set of Bosch appliances, you're going to be out more than $5,000, right? You're looking at $3,000 or $4,000 each appliance, right? It can add up really quickly and you can eat a lot of your commission by making a really simple mistake, right? So let me just go back here. I'm going to stop the share. Do you guys have any questions at this point? Questions online there, guys?
Christine,
Yeah.
can we cross out or modify the Schedule B, the one from the office?
Generally, no. So it depends. Like, I mean, a lot of times if it's something that like no interest on your deposit, you can't cross that out. That's their company policy. They're not giving you interest even if you cross it out, right? Unless you do what they say, like give the SIN number and like, you know, it has to be $75 admin fee, whatever the case may be. It would be something maybe that's not common or maybe something that your client really doesn't like on their Schedule B.
Sometimes I come across as clause saying that seller agrees to you know, take all the lease chattels.
All the what? Sorry, there was a little noise. I could hear you.
Hot water tank and all the furnace and everything.
Yeah.
Right. Whatever. Maybe the alarm and it includes. They say all the rental equipments. The buyer agrees to get it. Right. They have some companies. They have the clause. I don't have it handy. They have a clause.
Yeah,
saying
so
all
they'll take over the rental of that.
Yeah. So
well,
my client, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to take. He doesn't want to lease the hot water. Hot water tank is okay. You know, water filter, something like that. They have some additional rental equipments in the house, right? So my client doesn't want to take those things. So in that case, I can cross out those clauses, right?
Yeah, you can, but the thing is that if they don't assume the rental, they have to buy it out then. So you'd have to write a clause in place of it then. Do you see what I'm saying? Like he can't be without essential services like a hot water tank or a furnace. And if it's a rental, the rental either has to be assumed or they have to purchase it from the company. Do you see what I'm saying? So you have to be careful. Like you can cross it off, but it would have to be replaced with something as far as I'm concerned, right?
No, hot water tank and furnace are okay. Right, other than that water filter system, and they have some other alarm system. You know, my client doesn't.
Yeah. So if they don't want to take over the alarm system, yeah, you can cross the alarm off of that clause. Like I say, as long as it's not something like like I say essential service, you know, like a hot water tank, you'd have to find a solution. But alarm, if they don't want to take it, yeah, cross it off. Absolutely.
Some agents, they don't want to accept that. They said no, it comes with the house, and you have to accept that. So you know.
Yeah,
agency say that. So in that case, we can cross those out, right?
It would be on kind of a per case basis for sure. Like, you know, like I say, if you're going across, if you come across something like this and you're not sure, you can give me a call. But in the case of an alarm system, like it doesn't matter if they don't want to take over the rental, I'd cross it off. You know what I mean? Because it's not something where they'd have to buy it out, or I don't know, like it would depend what the contract is with the people who purchase the alarm system, I guess, or who are renting from them, but yeah.
They have some lease agreement with the alarm company, so they want to, pass it on, but my client doesn't want to take it.
Right.
Right. In that case, we can cross it out. Some listing agents say, no, you can modify the office close. It has to be there, something
Yeah,
like
but say, if it's like an alarm system, why am I forced to purchase an alarm system just because I'm purchasing the house, right? For
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Christine.
No worries, no worries. Let me go back here to the share and just see. The other thing I want to mention quickly is the closing date, completion date. Has to be a working day, right? It has to be a Monday to Friday, not a Saturday or Sunday, right? Same with the title search date. So the title search date, we know that we usually make that 2 weeks before closing. Why do we do that? Because we don't want it too far ahead of closing, because we want to make sure that there's no liens or encumbrances on the title, but we also want it close enough and with enough time to fix things for closing if necessary. If we find that there's a construction lien on the property or something, then we can fix it. Hopefully have those 2 weeks to fix it. So you want to give yourself a solid 2 weeks here for your title search, right? Your future use, we're normally putting in on a daily basis, single family residential, unless you're selling a mixed use or a commercial property, right? Let me just see here what else I wanted to go over. I know legal description is the biggest thing I see a problem with. Lot lines, your depth and your frontage, right? And chattels. Chattels is a biggie lately. I don't know what it is. It's in the water lately. Like I've just been seeing a lot of chattels and fixtures not included on the agreement. So you need to make sure that you're doing that, right? Does anybody have any questions so far? I don't think I'll have time for a little bit of e-signature today, but it's okay. We can almost do it another day. Any other pitfalls you guys have come across when you're working with your buyers or filling out the agreement of purchase and sale? Like I say, when you guys are going over your offer, don't hesitate. I encourage you, fill out as much as you can, do what you think is right. Email it to me. It doesn't take me long to look over an agreement of purchase and sale. Email it to me, WhatsApp it to me, even the page or whatever that you're like, take a picture of it, send me if you want to say if this chattels and fixtures are good. If you're unsure, like you say, if you were checking your Schedule B and you weren't sure, something you're crossing off, and we can go over it together and figure it out case by case, because this is just sort of the standard cases, but every time you come across something, it's different in real estate, right? There's always a situation where you need to do something different. So, sorry, did you have a question? Oh, I thought you, I keep on thinking you're putting up your hand, just stretching, right? How about everybody online there? You guys good? Like I say, I'll do e-signature another day. It's in a basic. Today my main focus was the agreement of purchase and sale and those main pitfalls that you guys are going over. I just say that, it literally doesn't take long. You saw it, like I say, the difference from 15 minutes to an hour, it's probably not even that much more time you're adding to preparing your offer. You're preparing your agreement of purchase and sale. It's probably taking your time from 15 minutes to like 30 minutes, because you're spending a little quick check on your legal description, a quick check on your title, a quick check in the chattels and fixtures, making sure that information is correct and making sure that you have the right clauses in there, reading the Schedule B quickly, making sure that their Schedule B doesn't have anything funny in it for your client. Because at the end of the day, your client is trusting you to go over that documentation. So they just want to make sure that you know what you're doing and you're protecting them at the end of the day, right? All right. Thank you, everyone. And like I say, I'll go over e-signature another day, but if you guys need help with that, call me. I'll help you. I'll walk you through it. Pretty good at tech support online when it comes to Stratus and putting together your web kits and stuff like that. So give me a call or text me if you need anything, guys. And I will talk to you next week. Don't forget Rob Vivian training tomorrow, 1 to 3. You guys are welcome to come in the office. We've been having so much fun. We've been ordering lunch every week. We've been in here. It's been a really good vibe, really good atmosphere to come and learn, do some scripts and dialogues with Rob Vivian. So don't miss it. I think there's only 3 weeks left, right? Already we're almost through 8 weeks of training with it. So come on in or log in and yeah, I'll see.
I don't know, you know that Diwali.
Sorry?
Happy Diwali.
Oh, is it? Oh no, I didn't know that. So you guys have to log in online.
People do the diva.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, so much. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Festival.
Thank